contention.
He is. He's moving up a weight to super middleweight, and he's going to challenge the mandatory challenger Shefat Isufi for the vacant title.
Shefat Isufi, a name that people won't know a huge amount about. Tell us what you've been able to learn, Billy.
That we're both fat bastards, that's for sure. One, because he come down from heavyweight to cruiserweight, now to super middle. You know, he's had some good wins. You know, it's just a new chapter for me. I mean, middleweight, I tried everything to make the big fights happen out of my David Lemieux performance. You know, there were the Canelo fight, the Golovkin fight we chased. So it's just about giving myself another option now instead of looking in that one room. You know, now I can go back down to middleweight, start super middleweight. So wherever the big fights present themselves, I'm there.
Brief apology about the word which came out there.
What, fat?
Fat, yeah.
We'll carry on though from there. You look back at 2018, and there have been things, I guess, really, which, with the benefit of hindsight, you wouldn't have wanted to have happened.
Yeah, look, everything happens for a reason. You know, 2018 was a terrible year for me in my boxing career, to say the least. But you know, when you get knocked down, it's not, you know, staying there. It's how you come back. And you know, I got Tyson Fury. I look up to, chat to him every day, and see what he's come through. This gives you that little bit of more belief. And you know, you can sit down, mope around, and you know, feel sorry for yourself, or you can get on with it and think, right, well, I'm going to get straight back where I left off. And you know, so I'm here. So I'm at fighting for the super middleweight world title. It's a new chapter. You know, how will I be at the weight? You know, will I be a better fighter? Will it not suit me as much? Time will tell.
There was the business of not getting the fights in America because of the drugs issue,
yep.
rightly or wrongly.
Yep.
I know that you've got legal action against the board, the states responsible for that over there, and also the business which brought you the £100,000 fine from the British Boxing Board of Control regarding the video. Now, without going into details of that, I guess both things you would say, I wish I'd not done that.
Yeah, you know, for the drugs one, first of all, I didn't do anything wrong. You know, from the British Boxing Board of Control's eyes, I was fit to box anywhere in the world, and from other drug testing agency, I was fit to box. It was just the VADA one that wasn't happy of what they found. But you know, it's very strange, because I've allegedly failed on the Wednesday, but passed on the Saturday, the second sample. So you know, it was one of them. But you know, that's behind me now, and you can mope about it. And you know, the video is just, you know, getting carried away with myself, a little bit stupid, very stupid. I got rightly dealt with for it. So you know, but all that is behind me now. I'm putting, you know, a new chapter of my boxing career on. I wanna get back bigger and better than ever, you know. So super middleweight world title is the way forward. We've got some big fights happening the weekend at that. I would love the winner. You got Callum Smith. You got all them big fights. So if the Golovkin and Canelos now don't want it, maybe I can get a big one in the UK.
And you're only 29. I mean, people think you've been around a long time, but you're not an old guy. You've still got time to do all this.
Yeah, listen, I mean, look, I'm not one of these. Anybody who knows me, you know, I get heavy, but I'm not one of these who go drinking and partying. I'm not one of those. So I've got plenty of life left in me, and you know, I'm willing to fight anybody at the weight, anybody at all, from super middleweight to middle. It's down to Frank to make them. You know, he's delivered what I asked for. I said, look, Frank, I boxed in Manchester. It was just to get me a run out, and to get a young kid, Denver, to do the ring walk, really. Yeah. So that was inspiring to do that, and who sadly passed away, God bless him. And after that, I said, Frank, you know, back in the new year, I want a world title fight. So him and my team got together and come up with this, and I think it's a very good move to put me in position for the big names. Was there any points during that last year when you thought, I can't be bothered with this anymore? I think that, look, boxing is one of them sports. You know, somebody can be a superhero for one night, the next night, then, you know, they get beat the next fight and they're a nobody again. Everybody remembers, you know, the losses and, you know, forgets about the wins. And I think that, you know, it's about how you present yourself. And I didn't really present myself or do myself any favours in 2018. So I didn't really, you know, it do get you down, but I didn't really think like that. In the back, even if I said it out loud, in the back of my mind, I thought, I know what I got to get back.
I know what I think, Frank. I mean, when somebody mentions Billy Joe, I think of December 2017 and that phenomenal performance in Montreal when he did David Lemieux.
He was one of the best overseas from a British fighter. You know, as far as boxing is concerned, there's no doubt about that. You know, last year, some things self-inflicted, other things unfairly done, as far as I'm concerned with Massachusetts. As I say, some stupid things done, but that's it. That's gone. You can't change it. Today's what counts. He's a great fighter. You know, he's done it. He's always, whenever it come down to it, he's pulled it out and he's done what he's had to do. He's now another phase of his career. He's become a two-weight world champion. If he comes through that, then there are some great opportunities for great domestic matches, as well as the Canelos. You know, Canelo will never fight Billy Joe, ever. Never fight him. They don't fancy that fight. That Lemieux fight, I said at the time to him, immediately after the fight, we will never be able to make that fight. You know, we're sitting there and I'm watching the Golden Boy team and I looked over to say we're going to do it, and they did not want to know. And as for Golovkin, he signed for him twice. We signed the contracts twice, sent them back. That didn't happen for various reasons. So we've got to make things happen. So there's some great fights there. Callum Smith, the winner of the fight this weekend. You know, I don't know who the winner's going to be. Out the two of them, it depends which DeGale. That fight, for me, is all about James DeGale. What James DeGale shows up. It's going to be the fella who lost against Truax, he'll get beat. But if it's, you know, if it's a good James DeGale, he should win the fight. But whatever happens, they are great domestic fights now to be made. Big money fights for these fellas. And that's where he wants to be. He wants to be in fights that appeal to him. The harder, the tougher the fight for Bill, the better you get out of him. The better his boxing brain is, the more of a challenge that he wants to overcome. That's where he's at. And he's, you know, now, and I think you mentioned earlier, you know, seeing where Tyson has been, seeing what Tyson's been able to do. They both come from the same community. That's an inspiration for him. I'm not saying that all to, you know, like blowing sugar and up his backside and so forth. It is an inspiration. Now it's all up to him. The only one who can ruin Billy Joe Saunders' career now is an exceptional boxer, and they're going to have to be exceptional to beat him, or Billy Joe Saunders. And the biggest threat is Billy Joe Saunders to himself. So provided he can stay focused, look at him now, he looks well, he looks fit, provided he stays focused, on the right road, he can go down as being one of the great fighters of this 21st century from Britain. He can do it. You've seen it. You've seen him, as you said, against Lemieux and so forth. He's got it in him. And what he did when he beat Saunders. Sorry, beat Saunders. Beat
Eubank.
Beat Chris Eubank. When he beat him. You watched that fight. I know he was 70%. He's never said it. He was 70%. He weren't 100% for that fight. And he won the fight. Looking at the two of them now, my God, I know I'd have my money on big time.
So, another big fight for BT viewers.
BT subscribers.
It's
It's for the subscribers, and it'll be on the 13th of April at Wembley. So he's got home advantage. He's got everything we can to deliver him. He's got the platform. He's got the fantastic broadcaster behind him. And the subscribers, I know, are going to be in for a treat on the night.
And there'll be a few people who will have booked hotel rooms on April the 13th, I'm sure, at Wembley. And a certain big fight's not going to be happening. Another big fight is going to be happening. So get yourself down.
We always knew there was going to be a big fight at Wembley on the 13th, and we made it happen.
Billy, last word for you. They're calling it Redemption Night. You want to produce something special and show that you're a real fighter again. Yeah, I mean, you know, for me, it's about that want, and you don't really know what you got till it's gone. But I will be super middleweight world champion, and this year is sink or swim. So I just want to say a big thank you to, obviously, Frank Warren Promotions. Big thank you to BT Sport and my management, MTK. So look forward to seeing you all there, and a good night. Thank you very much.